that was close.
Just the mic all over the screen.
Because it actually still picks up sound from like over there, doesn't it?
Like of the same quality.
Yeah, I know, somehow. I don't understand.
I didn't even realise it was on until you pulled it back on the screen.
Exactly.
Counters in. The producer's away.
Wait, we ain't got John to count us in, you say?
Nah.
Need a button that just counts us down.
Yeah, I know. Hello and welcome to episode number 5 of the Idiots with Microphones podcast. How are you doing today, Sam?
Good myself. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing brilliant, especially after yesterday's episode.
Yeah, high spirits after a ground-breaking guest.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever been, that kind of nerves before at the start of any podcast. I
think I was on the first one, as probably most of you pointed out if you watched the first one.
Yeah, but that is definitely expected from a first episode.
Oh yeah,
from hosting your first guest, it's such a different experience to being asked the questions to actually ask the questions, especially when you're like the lesser of the two on the and also there's none of that sort of like, as you were saying the other day, with like the social cues.
You can't read the room the way you can when you're together. Do you know what I mean? That's what people don't really think about when like you're having conversations with people. But I think on FaceTime, you sort of still get that, like you get the gist of what someone's saying. But
I think this is a totally different experience because, there's a tiny delay between what we're saying. So there'll be some times where you'll go to speak and then I'll wait because I think you're going to. And then because of that small delay, I'll be like, oh, he isn't going to speak. And then I'll start. And then you actually do start. And then it's like, oh, fucking hell. Like there's a proper absolute mix up of voices getting smashed everywhere. That's why I think, obviously, when we are together with the audio quality, the visual quality, it will be such a better experience to be involved in and also to watch as a viewer. It'd be absolutely brilliant.
So this week's news.
Big news.
Well, the biggest news obviously is that Shaun Attwood's on our podcast. That has to be said. But in other news, Adele's weight loss. What's your thoughts?
Unexpected. Unexpected will be the word.
Unexpected. See, I think everyone's on about like, oh, it's such a shock. But there was pictures not long ago of her like quite skinny.
Yeah,
bone skinny like she is now.
I know it is.
And I feel like everyone's like, oh, it's such a shock because every newspaper article you see, she's there next to herself when she was probably at her heaviest or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like they're just showing them pictures. They're not showing the pictures from a couple of weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? When she was like
pretty much the same. You know? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Obviously, it's like the same like the bodybuilding things in it. It's like where they do like the guy's looking hench because he's had a pump and then he's drank loads of soda and that, and he's like trying to puff his belly out as much.
Yeah.
So you use like the biggest contrasting images to get like the best results from like what you see. But yeah, I just think it was just from me, who's someone who doesn't follow Adele, follow her music like tightly, obviously I'm very aware of who she is. It was a shock because I've not been tracking her social posts.
Yeah, you've not seen it. Yeah, I've just seen the odd video on Twitter, but so that's one thing I would say is that yes, to most people it's probably, oh shit, Adele's lost 7 stone or whatever it is.
Yeah,
but this has probably been time coming. Do you know what I mean? Like how long? When's Adele been in the news recently?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In the past couple of years, she's not really.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's why you're just going to see a picture of the end product and be like, yeah.
Facts. And again, like you don't see the full grind, you don't see the full transformation process that she's put in. Like people are like, oh, she's just went and got skinny or went and got. I'm saying she's obviously been working on this aspect of her life, whether it's like mental or sort of physical health. Do you know what I mean? Obviously they come hand in hand. So no one knows how she was feeling. No one knows why that's come about or what. Or
how long that even took. Do you know what I mean? I
know. No one has any idea how.
Because she has been out the news for quite a while, to be fair.
I don't think she's only in the news when she's like dropped a new project or like number 1 in the charts. Like she's never in the news for any like scandally shit. It's super. Yeah. It's like straightforward.
Well, I think that might have been the only other time I did see her, was when she was like arguing with a boyfriend in the street or something. And that's when I did see her. I was like, oh yeah, she's lost quite a bit of weight, but she was nowhere near as skinny as she is now. I
don't know. I just think it's a choice that is a bit crazy, seeing as though her whole come up vibe was just like you be you, you know, like she didn't do any form of like.
I mean, that doesn't really disregard that in a way, does it?
It 100% doesn't, because she still made it where she made it, how she made it. But of course, I feel like there may have been a part of her that thought, well, I need to conform if I want to stay like sort of relevant. I don't know. When was the last time you heard like an Adele like absolutely smashing the charts? Or, I mean,
just the last time I heard an Adele song anyway.
I know.
Because it's not, that's the thing, she's not really like radio playable, is she really?
No, it's like,
unless it's like a deep station that's like
wedding songs,
throwing out these ballads every day. Like, you're not going to hear it on a day-to-day basis, do you know what I mean? But I suppose there's a few people like that though, because do you remember Ed Sheeran was gone for like years? He was like, oh, I'm taking a break. After his big come up, he was like, oh, I'm taking a break. Yeah. And he was gone for a few years.
It was after that.
That's when he came back out with what was that song, that Don Diablo remix, remember, that we were all like on? What was it called?
That was Don't. It was called Don't.
Don't.
Yeah,
was it? Yeah.
That was an absolute baller. But yeah, he went on like a proper hiatus. I mean, he was grinding before, like, you know what I'm saying? He was grinding for years before he ever even had his come up anyway.
Oh yeah.
He was like literally going in and out the trenches for fucking so long. On that sort of subject about like other artists who are in that sort of category, it's very similar to Lewis Capaldi, who's been like on his own vibe, you know. He sort of came up in that same way of like, I'm me, and if you don't like my music, then that's sort of not really my problem.
I'd say the only difference was, I don't know, but you could draw that to be in a similarity, is that Lewis Capaldi is like, how many people know who Lewis Capaldi is, but also because of his like Twitter presence and like videos.
And, like,
that's what I mean, yeah,
and stuff like that, like all of the socials and stuff. Of course,
whereas like Adele really didn't do that, but in a way she did, because she was still like the.
I don't know.
She had that accent. She had that accent. She still had that like road accent. Do you remember?
Adele's like the poster child for just like, fuck it, I'm sending it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, she was never really. Oh well, I mean, I don't know. I've never met Adele. I don't know anything about it. So all this is just my personal opinion. But like, she is not, I don't know, just like the typical type of person that you would see dominate like a mainstream market, as you said, with like a proper like gangster voice, you know, do you know what I mean? Like a proper, like, she knows, like, and like she's really involved with the hip hop community, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but I suppose, again, it's probably a similarity that you would have to draw between them again, is you'd never know Lewis Capaldi's Scottish from his songs, would you?
Yeah, that's a perfect comparison. Like, it's like
her accent, you wouldn't know it that she spoke like that if you listen to her songs.
Where is she?
And probably the same for him. She's from somewhere down south, yeah.
Yeah, it's like somewhere.
She's in one of her music videos. She's in like a tracksuit and stuff, I think.
Yeah, just chilling,
like a park bench, sort of. I
was watching one of the carpool karaoke with James Corden, like one of them. Yeah. It's like the whole verse by Nicki Minaj on the track Monster on the Kanye West album. Do you know what I mean? And I just saw there, I was like, yeah, you love like the R&B, like the gangster vibe, but your talent just so happened to be like a melody, powerful singer.
That's crazy, that, isn't it? That happens with like sports people as well, you know.
What?
Like people that like the sport they want to make it in, they just don't, and they end up becoming like sick in another sport.
Yeah,
and, like they don't really like. They've not, other people like have that like burning passion of like, oh, this is like what I'm meant to do in life. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whereas I was like, oh, well, this is working out.
Yeah. So then they sort of stick to it. Yeah. Like Kobe brought out a rap album, and then because he wanted to be a full blown guy, you know, in like the R&B scene, extend it, and it didn't really go anywhere. And then he obviously became, Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest, like the NBA, but that wasn't his like sort of start where he wanted to go. He just ended up falling into that same, and it's the exact opposite with J. Cole. He wanted to be an NBA player and then didn't make it, and then started making rap, and then obviously became him. But it's like that, just sort of, you just got to throw your skills at a bunch of things and then just see what sticks, and then just and you hold out.
Do you think it's going to change your voice? Do you think it'll change your singing voice?
Nah.
I
think she might lose.
No, because you see these that's what I mean. You see these opera singers that are like, do you know what I mean? It takes like the whole body to like get like that noise out. Do you know what I
mean? Like you see them proper to hit them notes and shit.
I suppose anything that wasn't the same, they could just fix and after it anyway, really, couldn't they? So
yeah, I suppose
you never really know in this day and age.
Yeah. Her voice meets like the minimum criteria in like 2020 to be edited to sound worthy of whatever you want it to sound like. Like as long as you meet sort of like a good enough vocal sort of level, you can add sort of loads of masteries, EQs, and all shit like that. Like or just like auto tune the shit out of your voice to fucking make a beat. It's not the most difficult thing anymore. But during like the come up of her, that still wasn't a thing.
No.
It was pure talent.
I think the thing I was meaning to say before was, do you want to run about Ed Sheeran taking a break and obviously Adele just taking this break or whatever. I think when you have that big come up from nowhere and then you go on these tours, I think the tours must take it out of you.
Yeah, imagine just being like no one, like me and you now, and then we have to do 16 countries in like, do you know what I mean, like 3 months. Yeah. Like crazy times, like we're up until 1 a.m, like bouncing around the stage, like trying to hit thousands of people. Like, yeah, it is hard, but I mean, after that, you enjoy the fruits of your labor with the big.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Big money, and that's why they take the time off. They work hard and then take a few years to just enjoy the money that they've.
Yeah, I know that's a good point. Yeah,
and touring money is silly, bro. Like from the Views tour, I can't speak for Adele, but I can speak for Drake. He made like 82 million on like his like Views tour. That's just one of his albums. You know what I mean? You've done.
Well, that's like why it's like the big thing in comedy is like get to that level where to like the PAK level where you can sell out like the Echo Arena. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, huge.
Because it's not as in like, I suppose in comedy it really does matter because there's not a middle ground between arenas and like theaters. Like theaters might hold like 1,000, whereas like you can get arenas that hold a lot more than that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. I mean, even then, even between like a random club that's doing like 50, 60 heads a night, even to go into like
that's what I mean
with like a 1,000 to 2,000 capacity, that's a big enough jump. And then to go from there and be like one of the best to do like 1,000 to 10,000, that's a jump that not many people have like the capability to make. And that's what you're saying. Like they need like a break after it because they've made that jump. It's like their head's just been mashed with all this new way they have to live, deal with all the PR, deal with all the people. Like everyone is there, so it's just a whole different. It's like you live in a different lifestyle as soon as you have that come up. It's like
I know. I suppose you can't really enjoy it while it's happening. I suppose you can enjoy it while it's happening, but in a way you can't.
Because then you get too lost in how great it is, and then you won't be as successful as like if you just kept your head screwed on. Like I'm just going to keep working.
Yeah.
And obviously, as I said, at the end, you take that break and you're like, "Whew, look what I did."
I think that was something Phil Neville said once about like being a footballer. He said he doesn't understand why all these people like go and get drunk and stuff like this when they're playing football, because you're in such a gifted position to be able to play football for a living and being paid a lot to do so as well. That I've got, and how it's a short career anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like
how many years is like a usual football career? 10, 15 years. So for these 10, 15 years, why don't I just fully concentrate on football? And you've got the rest of your life then
to drink,
to go and do whatever. Exactly.
Yeah, do whatever you want to do. Like if you literally want to waste it away afterwards, do that. But just concentrate on what you're doing and send it with like the maximum capability.
Yeah, you just got to stay focused, haven't you?
That's with everything you do, like not just your job or
no.
Like literally every day you wake up, you've got to do what you need to do first, and then you can enjoy afterwards. Like during this lockdown period, for example, do you know what I'm saying? How many people are just resting on their laurels, being like, I don't have to do anything, so I'm just gonna fucking sit here and do nothing. It's not really a vibe. I can't do that. My mind literally is like, why haven't you done anything today? And it's just like bobbing in my head, and I'm like, oh. It like makes me feel sad.
Well, we could have been now. What is it? Victory Day. Should mention that really. A for May.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been very easy for now us to not even have an episode out yet.
I know. Why not though?
Like, we'd have half-arsed it and like not really like just like, you know,
just not tried.
focused.
Like, think about, like, for example, last night I spent like 6 hours editing. You know what I mean? I could have spread that over 6 days and done 1 hour a day, and it would have took a week to get a video out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you can just absolutely send it, and then obviously we're here again doing another episode. It's like, it's just a much better way of doing things. Obviously keeping the quality and not going for any rushing. And if it does take time, it takes time. But
so, in other news, Heung-min Son completes his military training.
He has blagged his way through this. Because I remember there was a point in time where it was like, Son's going to have to leave the Prem for 2 years to go and fight for South.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It is usually 21 months.
Mm-hmm.
No, but it's like the only exemptions you can get is to either win a medal at Olympics, or like a gold medal in like the Asia Games. And he won gold in football, in the Asia Games. That's why he's only got to do like this 3-month training period or whatever, and he's still got another community service that he has to do by 2023, or it's like he has to go and do full time. Do you know what I mean? But he'll get that done, obviously.
Yeah, he's sound with that. Yeah, as I said, like he was in tears in that final when he once they won.
I know.
He must have been like, oh my god, I have so badly clutched up, because I would have been getting shot at if
That's the thing. Spurs let him go and play, because that was in the middle of the season. Like, Spurs let him go and play in that
in order to basically stop him not having to go.
Exactly. Exactly.
It was like they were cutting the losses.
I suppose. Can you be more clutch than that? I suppose.
That's what I mean. I mean, it's not bad because he's still done really good for his country and brought them that sort of success, but he has sort of scammed his way out of it. Like, my guy had to do 2 years of full army service, managed to win himself a medal and do 3 months of like training. Brilliant, that.
I know. He was the top 5 in his class as well.
What in
this recent military training? Yeah, out of 157.
He is an athlete, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, it is a bit unfair. That'd be sick though if you like, because say like in South Korea everyone has to do that. You'd be so glad that like the one time you had to do it, you were doing it with Son.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
I got to chill with Heung-min Son for 3 months of my training. And then after that, I mean, like, who knows? Like, they could become friends in the army, and he like helps out his whole family or like anything like that. You know?
No, yeah.
And massive respect to them 4 heads that are better than Heung-min Son as well, because my guy's a full.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, because they must have been.
I suppose it's not just about like athleticism, is it? It's probably like shooting and stuff.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, just sort of like the whole like attitude to the training regime and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like the way you talk to the heads and that. Like, have you seen that? Celeb SAS?
No, I've not watched any of that.
That shit's funny, man.
That man just annoys me too much for me to watch it.
He is a bit excessive. I mean, I know he's a fucking SAS guy and he's an absolute elite soldier, but these are just normal people. Like, a tiny bit of a break.
No, but I just hate that. Like, just have a minute off.
What do you mean?
Have a minute off. Like, your life is the SAS. No.
Have a minute off.
Have a day off. Do you know what I mean?
Like, he probably speaks to his kids like shit.
Exactly.
Because he's just been trained like that now. I don't know. It's like,
that's what I mean. I don't know.
At the same time, who knows? He might have that on for the cameras for the show, and then he might go off camera and then be like, "Hi guys, is everyone all right? Anyone needs?" I mean,
yeah, but if he's doing that, I still don't really respect him, because then he's just playing off the cameras, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
It's something that you'll never.
And I know it's reality TV, so there's going to be an aspect of that, but I don't know. It's just one of those that I wouldn't really watch it, because it just pains me to watch that guy.
It's just like, I mean, as I said, it's just like the sort of whole reality TV vibe. Like, you just got to either buy into it or you don't. Like, either you like that sort of keeping up with the Kardashian vibe of like how they brought that in, or you don't enjoy it. Personally, for me, I think some of them are funny. Like,
that's what I mean. I don't mind some of them.
Love Island and that, like, they make me laugh.
That's what I don't mind that, but like everyone thinks that this guy's like that 24/7. Whereas Love Island, you know, it's reality TV.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I suppose what you're saying is like he's sort of what's the word? Nah, I've definitely lost it. The word is lost. What is the word?
Try and describe it.
Yeah, there is. There is a word that's there, like misleading, like the public to believe he's not. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's what I mean. He's trying to
purposely the public.
Do you ever get it where like you think that obviously SAS training's hard, but do you ever get it where like they sort of just want to put people off?
Yeah, like yeah, I sort of know what you're saying. It's like obviously everyone's aware that it's hard, but they make you like not like even more not want to do it. They're like, you will fail, like you are shit.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
All right, bro. Just give me a chance to maybe get this done. But again, obviously with the SAS, that's all just there to build like a form of resilience and like a form of mental strength as well as your physical strength that you're working on. But they're just like elite, like you can't even touch them, like how like sick they are. Yeah. Like they're born like that. They're just born crazy motherfuckers. Like I could never be in the SAS.
Well, they're born or made anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's that? 0 Dark 30. That's the one.
I ain't seen that.
But like they have this stealth helicopter that still isn't even known for the public.
What do you mean? What? So they right? Just
is this what I don't understand? They flew on top of his house,
and
everyone went down on ropes. How is he not going to hear that helicopter?
Yeah, like like a big, massive fucking like a double propeller, massive motherfucker coming down.
Because the helicopter did crash when it went like during like the thing
during the raid.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like stuff like that's going on daily. Like think of how much of that we don't know about on a daily basis.
How much shit is like actually getting like taken in, like information that's being recorded on like big heads like that. Yeah. That you're just
like going and like rescuing like a kidnap that we don't even know about.
Yeah, like fucking on like 10 million worth of negotiations with like fucking like a Somali pirate's got someone you have no idea, and it doesn't make news and it just stays super quiet, like fucking
until like 10 years later when it's like
a fucking
like declassified.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
100%. Like the JFK wasn't that declassified like not too long ago, like maybe a couple years.
What was said about it?
I mean, just like overall, like the overall
like all the stuff,
the overall case files for that case were like.
Just recently, it's that. Have you seen those alien videos?
Well, with like the green and purple ones on fucking GTA.
No.
They are funny though.
Fucking the Navy, like the jets, like the Navy jets. They've got videos like with like following an object and they can't like keep it. Just like it moves ridiculously quick.
Hear them talking on like the radio, like, what is this? Has anyone seen this in the airspace and like shit like that? Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. Like that's an unidentified object.
Exactly.
Like what? Like no one cares though. No one actually
everyone's
cares.
Just like
that's just coming out.
Aliens. Yeah, mate.
Like the Pentagon has just confirmed an unidentified flying object.
That has been to Earth, and no one
cares.
And it isn't global news. No one's like tweeting about it. It just sort of appeared and then sort of disappeared after like a day.
Yeah.
That just shows how unasked like the whole human race is. Like our attention span is like, if it's not going on right now, I don't give a shit.
I know.
I mean, it is quite funny, and I sometimes do fall into that category of where like I'm only really on to like the relevant things, and then after a few weeks, like I just completely forget they sort of happen.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I'd not to with the amount of stuff going on just on a daily basis. So,
and all the stuff you can get access to, like as you were saying before, like there is stuff that occurs that we don't know about, and now we can sometimes get access to that information. So, just sometimes you'll miss things that are happening on like a closer.
Do you think there's ever stuff though that we'll never find out about? There must be.
Yeah, loads, mate. Like Area 51 is still one of them things that we know nothing about.
See, what do you think that is though? I don't think it's anything booky.
I think that could be like their way of, but then it's like actually somewhere else, like the real.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean.
So they've put all this like
it would never be that clear and obvious. If it was actually like that's where they were doing
a VAR now with the clear and obvious.
No, but you know what I mean.
It's a clear and obvious Area 51.
It'd be like there wouldn't even be an Area 51. Like, do you know what I mean? They obviously do tests and stuff from out there.
Because I mean, everyone needs to do tests of things.
Exactly. Every government needs to test stuff somewhere. and a place in the middle of the desert
is a great place to do that.
Perfect place to do it. But if it was something for aliens, I don't think we'd even.
Nah, in all fairness, I think that could be like a little decoy, and then they have another one somewhere else which does like the real shit. But definitely weird shit goes on in wherever they have that going on. Because even if you read about like all of the presidential vehicles and all the stuff that he has at his disposal, you don't know about, even all that stuff is classified. Like the level armor plating that he's got on his car and like turrets coming out the back and shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like stuff.
That's what I was saying about that helicopter that they used in that Osama bin Laden thing. Like they still don't know what that is.
They still
don't know the general public don't know what that is yet.
Yeah.
Like what they used to fly there.
Just like hidden information. Yeah, because as you're saying, like, why didn't he hear it? You know what I'm saying?
It's not that we're the problem. It's because you don't want other countries to know that either. Do you know what I mean? You just don't want anyone to know, because if we all know, you know what I'm saying? We all. No, but if we know that about this helicopter, what can we do? We can't do anything. But if Russia knows.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Or you could put it like that. I just think they'd like to keep people outside the loop anyway. It just makes their life easier. They don't have to deal with like a form of petition or like anything like that. It's just we know what goes on, and it doesn't affect your lives if you don't. So they're not really too bothered about it. I would love to work for the FBI and find out all this information though.
And it's a double-edged sword, because you wouldn't.
Yeah, because then
you wouldn't want to know about like paedophiles and stuff like that. Like just get you down. Do you know what I mean?
And then also your life's sort of at risk as well.
Yeah.
Once you know all that information, you know information. So like if there is you're getting hunted down.
Yeah.
By some high level donnies, do you know what I mean? That are just gonna.
That's what I mean. Though, like this stuff does go on, because do you remember, like it weren't even that long ago. Do you remember when there was that body found in like London, in like a North Face duffel bag? No. It was like locked from the outside.
Nah.
I'll try and find the article. But it was some like spy that had his cover blown. Like like London's like UK spy that had his cover blown. Well, even as recent as that Salisbury one. The nerve poison, what's that called?
Oh yeah, like
that's that's just going on.
Plutonium in his bevy or something.
That's what I mean,
yeah. Yeah. It was like zinc.
Like, even as recent as that, that's like they were trying to kill, wasn't it, an ex-Russian spy or something?
Yeah. It was an ex-Russian spy. They were trying. In fact, I think they did kill him with like, it was like a tiny bit of like I don't know, like a zinky sort of potassium-y weird vibe, you know, and like they put it in his drink and it was game. But yeah, it is mad.
Of Gareth Williams, it says.
And was that the UK
spider? So 2010 it was.
Bro, that was a decade ago.
So he was intelligence service, or MI6, and he was found dead in a safe house flat in Pimlico, London. The inquest found that his death was unnatural and likely to have been criminally meditated. Suspected he was killed by Russian assassins on British soil. 2 senior British police sources have said some of Williams' work was focused on Russia, and one confirmed reports that he had been helping NSA trace international money laundering routes that are used by organised crime groups, including Moscow-based mafia cells.
That's so deep. Like, that's deep. Like, we don't even know, like, all these, like, cartels over in, like, Mexico and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, how high up they are, and they're, like, getting killed. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, a random guy. Just go and murder him. You know what I'm saying? So,
says, police visited Williams' home during the afternoon of Monday, 23rd of August, 2010, as a welfare check, because he'd been out of contact for several days, his employees had said. His decomposing naked remains were found in a North Face bag, padlocked from the outside in the bath of the main bedroom's ensuite bathroom.
Fucking hell. They've thought about it.
His family alleged that crucial DNA was interfered with and that fingerprints left at the scene were wiped off as part of a cover-up. No fingerprints, no palm prints, no footprints, no traces of Williams' DNA were found on the rim of the bath, the bag zip, or the bag padlock.
Mate, they must have literally acid all over it, just fucking burning
everything. The key to the padlock was inside the bag, underneath his body.
Scenes, mate. Absolute scenes. You don't realise how, like, deep life is outside of your little bubble, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if you could get underneath the system and see all of this information.
And that's the thing, like, it's not like you can be like once you're in, it's not as if like
you have a choice to get out. I mean, your life's not yours anymore once you're in that kind of scenario. Once you're working for like MI6, that's it. That's game. Like you are you. You can't have like too many family members that are like really visible. You can't have just anything really. You've just got to be only for yourself. Otherwise, you're putting too many people in like a sort of risky scenario.
Yeah, but just stuff like that, like that's going on without us like even knowing probably.
Yeah, just thinking it's a great day with a bit of sun outside, like filming a podcast, and these are going about crazy things. You know what I mean? Like imagine like the SAS troops now that are like fucking like that have been out in the cold for 4 days in some random remote location. Do you know what I'm saying? Trying to get like a clear shot or like a raid done on some random base somewhere. And they've literally just had to be crawling around in the mud for days.
That's what I mean.
Minimal water and shit. It is insane.
It's dedication on a different level, isn't it? Than you can ever imagine.
It's like putting like the greater good like above your own life. Really. Yeah, that is it. Like,
that's the thing. It's a cloudy thing. Like the greater good. Like that's cloudy, isn't it? Like
because the greater good.
That's just
subject
to the government's like agenda. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if they're selling arms to bloody Yemen, that's not the greater good, is it? But you're going to still have to go and carry out stuff maybe to do with that. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing you can do. You can't say no
because you just get a bullet.
Exactly.
I know. I do know what you mean, and then
that's why I just never get too deep. I'd never be too deep in that.
As you said before, like I think once you scratch the surface, you get dragged in deep. You know what I mean? Because they don't want you to leave. They don't want to get that information out anywhere. They just
no. That's what I mean. Like people think, oh, spy, James Bond.
I know.
That isn't.
There are real spies.
That is not James Bond. Like there's probably people that do similar stuff to James Bond. But there's going to be spies in ISIS now.
Yeah. Like undercover spies that have killed a lot
that
of
are carrying out like beheadings and stuff
in order to sell that they're an ISIS.
Like how have you got the bollocks on you to go and do that, and then you're gonna have to sneak off and like share that intel with someone,
and then come back and act like
that's what
nothing
I mean.
happened to all these ISIS heads that you know will just get.
And if you get caught, it's game over.
They will literally just torture you until you tell them what you've said, and then.
And you're obviously not going to tell them anything, so they're literally going to talk to you till you die.
He's going to pull all your teeth out slowly but surely, just slice you up. This game.
See, it's a murky world, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. Like when you dive into the bigger picture of what goes on in our lives, it's insane.
Exactly.
But yeah, 99.9% of the population wake up, go to work, see the family, go to bed, and repeat for 8 years.
Yeah. I know. Were like terrorist attacks and stuff?
Where?
Like the amount of terrorist attacks they stop and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Who? What, like the undercover heads?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Like with...
there's an occasional one, but like how many these stop?
Yeah. It's like tenfold on the amount that actually occur, of course. But obviously, even one occurring is like a horrible thing. So but there's no way to stop all of them. I mean, in World War II, they obviously got into the code like that the Nazis were using, didn't they? So they could
the Enigma code, yeah.
Yeah, so they could get into all the like.
So that's what won the war, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then but they still had to pretend that they didn't know, so they had to let some people die on.
I know.
They obviously did that, then the Germans would be like, well, they knew that was coming. Let's change the code. So they like had to make like a sort of calculated sacrifice. Like, yeah, we'll let them take this because we're going to get this. Do you know what I mean? And it's all like that. So, I mean, you've got to sort of imagine that other attacks and forms of terrorism are allowed by
like calculated risk. Yeah.
They're like, all right, well, we're going to let them get a gun out in Paris because we're going to stop them bombing up 1,000 people here. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to just weigh it up. They must be weighing up so many things, so many different times. Everything's changing like every second. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, the only silver lining we can take from this whole COVID is like there hasn't been any of this.
Yeah, I know.
Everything's been quiet because everything's so much more strict.
Well, I'm sure ISIS did put out a thing to say for them not to travel. Yeah. I know we shouldn't be laughing at that, but like actually, like that is quite funny.
It is quite funny.
Like, they'd be putting out like warnings along with like the World Health Organization telling you to stay safe. Oh. It's a weird one, terrorism, isn't it?
It's just not
it's a weird one.
It doesn't make sense to me.
It's just brainwashing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's literally all. I just don't get how, like, over here in the West, it's just like, yeah, you do you, but over there in the East, they're like, nah, fuck you. It's like, ooh, chill out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't everyone just live in their own sort of culture, live in their own vibe, and then that's just it?
Because there's a lot of, like, we're not clear from, like, a lot of atrocities. Like, the amount of shit we've done overseas.
Well, yeah, but
like we, if anyone owes reparations, it's not Germany, it's us. Because how poor is India now?
Yeah,
that was one of like the top 3 global economies.
It's an emerging economy now. It is doing really well right now, to be fair.
But like England went over there, and because do you know like when you get that cloth, it's like an
Egyptian cottony vibe.
Sort of, but it's like an Indian way of doing it, and like that was the main export all around the world. But then like they just seen how they made it, and then they went and made cheap ones in like wherever. Do you know what I mean? So now there's no really like big market. So if anyone owes reparations, our colonial like history ain't too.
Yeah, it isn't great. It is poor, but at the same time,
it's history.
Exactly, and it's not
there's no way we should be paying for those mistakes.
And it's not sort of like a modern history. Like, even if it happened 20 years ago, I'd be like... I
suppose, like the World War was still like, that's enough modern, isn't it?
See, that's on the verge. In another 20 years, like, why are we trying to get any form of retribution for something that happened in like the 20s? And like, they're like from then and then again in the 40s, like it's over 100 years ago. We've just got to let it go. Like, everyone's gone now. Do you know what I'm saying? We're this new.
No, but I feel like we do. But it's I don't know. Like we all. That's it, isn't it? How many times do you make jokes about like like us winning the war sort of thing? Sort of jokes. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like that whole reason, like. But like when I think of Germans now, I'm not thinking of like Germany in the war. Like if you just say something about Germany, I'm not thinking like about Germany like that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like they're a different country now, probably. Do you know what I mean?
They're probably one of the best countries.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Compared to like how they were back then as well. Like they're one of the best countries for like everything, like engineering and everything. Like it's like a go-to spot, doing really well. But again, like same with England. Like we're like a completely different kind of country now. Like obviously there are heads that stand up for like a sort of UKIP vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like a BNP vibe. But we've got so many different cultures, so many different people. Everything happens. You know what I mean? Like what can't you get in England now? Like all over the world, it's like a proper global market. And heads, but there's too many people in the older generation that still have sort of clearer sort of memories of the war times that are sort of holding us back. In my opinion, it's like, for me, none of that matters. And if I ask someone my age in Germany about the war, they'll be like, well, it's not, do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you pay your respects and you might have family there and that's fine. Do you know what I'm saying? But they're not going to be like, oh, I don't like you because we had a war in the 40s. Like a kid my age in Germany is just going to want to have a laugh.
But I suppose that's it, isn't it? But then I bet if there's no one really that we can hate at the moment. But then if France goes to war with us tomorrow, you'd hate all French people instantly.
France.
That's what I mean. That's just the way it is. So you can't even blame them. Like you can't blame them. Like people, like, and it's like we don't put into perspective like that. Those wars went on for years,
mate.
And literally, it weren't like wars we know it were. oh, there's some people in another country. That's a separate thing. Like day-to-day life is going on normal at home.
Yeah, they were getting.
Like, then that was when you were on rations for like 10 years. Do you know what I mean?
And like you're getting like
you were getting bombed and everything. Yeah,
sirens on and banging out your black op lines. Like I hope a bomb doesn't land on my house.
That's what I mean.
Whereas war now is like you have the army and then their army, they're off fighting somewhere. It isn't like you just send an
what you need to remember is, we're fighting in these other countries and we don't have to think about it. But those people in those countries, they're going through exactly what we were going through then, but with like an even less of a government. Do you know what I mean? So if there's no government to like order or like organise rations and stuff, where are you actually going to get your food from and stuff?
I know, like when you think about it, in all these other countries, they're run so poorly. It's like they are just left to their own devices. Like you have to survive. That's it. We're not going to help. It's like that's what shouldn't really be happening at this point. At this point in the world, it's like how.
That's what I mean. How can you have like Tokyo City? Probably think of all like the electronics and stuff just in that city. And then a place like another city where it's just like there's cars and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's just like it's crazy.
I know it's a simple thing to say, oh, that shouldn't be like that, when it's not really like.
But it's like a bigger picture, and no one's there to give away what I mean to help someone else out. But at the same time,
and you can't just throw money at it because then it'll just go to like the wrong places. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, we're not well informed enough to make
them kind of
great comments about this, but
I mean, you can sort of understand the sort of gist of where we're going. Again, like as you said, we're not like experts in this field, but I feel like everyone is entitled to their opinion as long as it's fair and not just completely biased.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like even if you look at the whole continent of Africa, and that's like a big thing to say, like look at how different that is from Europe. Like as a whole, obviously there is good areas in Africa and bad areas.
That's what I mean. Like we went there and like terrorized it a bit.
I know.
Maybe not even like particularly us, but like countries that do have technological advances. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Just went and took and left. Now look where we are. It's just it is insane. Like just like this form of distribution of wealth across not only people within one country, but within the countries across the world, you know, like the wealth, like the 80-20 rule, you know, with the Pareto, it's like 80%.
No, what's that?
So like 80%.
Like, is it 80%? We got enough to like feed everyone or something? Is that what it's saying?
Yeah, it's like 80. Like the top, it's hard to get across.
Isn't it like the top 10 own like more than the other?
Yeah, so like
half the other. They own half of the money in the world. These 10 people.
Yeah, like the top 20% of wealthy people in the world have 80% of the actual money in the world. And
that's what I mean. Yeah,
have the other 20, and it's just it's crazy. It's mad. Boys and girls, back from a little break.
Yep. A toilet break.
Yeah.
Emptied our bladders.
Yeah, go on. You've got this.
I can't remember what we were talking about before that, but. Some news this week in the sporting world. An unofficial, I'd like to add.
World record.
With the Eddie Hall world record. Because that was done in competition, in all fairness. Unofficial deadlift world record. 501 kilograms.
I know. I would have done like a 520 at least if I was him, you know? Like, he's added 1 kilo to the world record.
Yeah, but mate, 500 kilos. That's what I mean.
That's like a car. Like some cars are that weight.
That shouldn't even be possible.
They are huge though. Like
that's what I mean. Like I feel like if anyone was ever genetically like rare enough that like you were going to be able to do something like that, it would be the mountain, wouldn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think anyone can train to become stronger and as strong as they can be, but you have to have like a really, really good sort of makeup in terms of your genetics.
Yeah, and mentally, because that's the thing it's hard. It's easy to, like when you're lifting a weight and like you're struggling. It's easy to be like, oh, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna go. Yeah. Like mentally.
Do you know what I mean? To like, because imagine when you're doing your last rep and you're like, I can barely pull it up. He's trying to lift 500k off the floor.
It is ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely.
With his back.
Just all raw backing as well, yeah.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
No fucking legs as well. Like, he's not even trying to squat it up. He's literally raw dogging it. All back work. Yeah, well, I mean, if we're on about this, the scrap that they're going to have is absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, schedule.
That's like, it's like, so sort of rumoured.
September next year.
Yeah, it's like a rumour, but also confirmed. Like, it's not.
Well, that's just the fashion these days, in a way. It's like, something's big, something like big's happened. Let's just coin it on having a boxing match. Do you know what I mean?
Everyone loves the scraps now, don't they? Like, after the sort of whole.
No, but it was like
Logan Paul vibe.
It's everyone just copying each other because do you remember like Hot Knives?
No.
Like videos.
No. Oh, the hot knife!
That's what I mean.
Degree knives cuts through fucking.
That's what I mean. Everyone was doing that, and then when it was like diss tracks on each other, everyone was doing diss tracks.
Yeah, they were big as well.
And now everyone wants to be like a boxer or an MMA fighter. Yeah. That's what I mean.
I actually enjoy it though because it's one of the more fun sort of waves that I can get on. Like, with all the diss tracks, some of them cringy, some of them were bants.
That's what I mean. I wouldn't even really watch them.
But I love to see that.
Boxing. I'm still gonna watch it. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. Like,
why it was.
There was like boxing heads getting angry about like the KSI Logan fight being like the main event, but no one's watching it because we're gonna watch the best fighters.
Best boxing experience. I know. Like,
we're watching it because we want to. And it was a sick fight.
Yeah, I had a great.
It wasn't great quality, but it's still entertainment.
Entertainment is entertainment, exactly as you just said.
I had more fun watching that than I ever did watching fucking Mayweather.
Pacquiao
on the ring for 12 rings and go.
Choose a
That's
fight.
What I mean.
You know what I mean? Like Mayweather Pacquiao was just like go ever watch these two Donnies just bounce around and hug each other for fucking 30 minutes. Sound nice.
That was the funny thing about Mayweather that like. I don't think he'll ever be remembered as like a Tyson Fury, even though he's miles better in terms of boxing probably. Just because it's boring.
I don't know, but I think him as a person with like the whole EMT vibe is a big sell. Like, even though everyone knows when you go to watch Floyd, you're going to get sort of like a fast, high quality D with a counterpunch. You know what I'm saying? Everyone just wants to see Floyd say, I've got all the money in the world. I'm a fucking.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Everyone just loves his attitude. Same with when
McGregor.
Conor was when he was on his come up. Like, he was a great fighter, but that's not what he was there for. It was there for who the fuck is this guy? You know what I'm saying? It was like you were there for the antics. You were there.
But it's different with Conor because he's actually like fighting. Whereas like it's not Mayweather's fault.
I know. He's just.
It's not his fault that he's just better than any other person that's ever boxed in that way.
I know. You can't choose
because if you can't hit me, you're not going to win. That's all he said. That's that. No. And it's right. That's what a great boxer should be. Really.
Yeah. Like in terms of Wilder,
he probably is the best boxer ever because he's never going to get. I bet he's got the least CT of everyone.
That's what I'm saying. I bet his head is perfectly screwed on because it's just never been one.
Well, it was never really like there wasn't much to lose anyway, was there, in the first place? Of all due respect to Floyd Mayweather, but do you know what I mean? Like, he's probably the best that there's been in terms of like no one could lay a glove on him.
No,
no one could lay a glove on him.
All of the best people in the world have tried and all failed. Literally every single one has failed. Like, did you see that guy over in Japan where they did like the exhibition sort of kickboxing? Yeah. Like, he got absolutely battered. Floyd turned up and got paid like $8 million for that fight and literally just punched this like 18-year-old kid in the head. Like, for the first round.
How much money has he made in his career?
Nearly $1 billion in like.
Yeah, go on. Have a guess, and I'll Google the number.
I think earnings it's nearly $1 billion, but I think he's only got like 300 million left. Do you know what I'm saying? Like around that mark, I would say like 300 million would be like a safe net worth. I would say for Floyd.
No, but go career earnings.
Yeah, just like over $1 billion, like or around $1 billion. Yeah, it like has to be because he got like
$800 million. Yeah, so you probably. Bankroll, right?
Yeah. He's got so much money, like so much money. Like if you worked out how much he gets paid, like per round or even per fucking second in a fight.
Well, how much does Bruce Buffer get paid?
I know, just a shout. Just to literally say some words.
Go on, what do you think he gets paid?
Brucey?
Yeah.
Must get like a few mil every scrap.
Yeah. Well, it says 2,500. Oh my God, no way.
What?
How much does Michael Buffer make to say let's get ready to rumble? Depending on the match, Buffer earns between 25k and 100k every time he utters those famous 5 words. On a handful of extremely rare occasions, Buffer's been paid 1 million quid.
For literally talking at the start. I wonder how he got into that, like as a career. Imagine that when I grow older.
No, there is a podcast with him on the Mike Tyson podcast, and it tells you like he didn't always have "Let's Get Ready to Rumble."
Well,
he used to test out like other ones until then that was the best. That was the best one that stuck.
Yeah. And then,
do you know what I mean? And you need to watch it. It's honestly sick. It's a sick documentary. It's like not really a documentary, but like sort of is.
Imagine that. I'm going to grow up and I'm going to talk in the ring, say, let's get ready to rumble. Obviously, as you said, like he didn't have that quote, but I'm saying like...
He's probably the most famous, like... Well, he's just the most famous, like, sports presenter there is, really, isn't it?
100. Yeah. I wouldn't say like a presenter, but just...
Not in terms of...
He is like the only person you know that does his job. Other than that, could you name any other people that really do?
Yeah.
Like, no,
exactly.
No, you couldn't, because it's either him or it's an irrelevant program. Like that's really the case. He's on all the big events.
I suppose that saying though, everyone knows that's like a boxing like
thing.
That's what I mean. Like, let's get ready to rumble. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure he's like coined that term. Like people can't use that.
Heads can't use it unless it's him. Like in terms of like, making money.
Like, in publicly, like yeah.
So yeah, as Sam said, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to drop a like, help with the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah, subscribe.
Yep, damn right.
All that shit.
And we'll see you next time, boys and girls.
Yeah, see you later.